Hi, I'm going to teach you how to take advantage of the new features in Credit Money Machine Cloud. A couple of things that are new and very important to you are first, the auto emails. The auto emails is a new area where you can mark which emails you want to trigger automatically. For example, that your customer receives an email when the client portal is posted, or receives an email when you print the dispute letters, and so on and so forth. You can uncheck some or leave them all on, etc. And evidently you can edit those templates if you want right here in the template manager, but you can go directly, as you can see, from the dashboard. Okay. Alright, that is very simple to understand, very powerful, very simple to understand. Now, how to process new clients with the new features in Credit Money Machine Cloud. We're going to go to the contacts area here by clicking contacts, and we're going to add a contact. So let's say that you have a client on the line, on the phone, and for example we're going to put here Harry and Harry Smith. So you have your client on the phone, and probably you're going to put their email, right? So we're gonna put whatever here, an email, and notice all this area, right? All these agreement, credit report, login, driver's license, all these checkboxes are all empty. Well, that means that the program, the portal is gonna, or the program is going to request this information from your client in the portal. Alright, also here you have this special link. If you have if you want to suggest a link to for example, you want to suggest a link that people can subscribe to Identity Q for the credit report login, you can do it here. So once you have that, and again, this is a case where your client could be on the phone or not. It doesn't matter. You just enter the name and the email. You're gonna leave everything blank, meaning the address, phone numbers, or social security, date of birth, etc. And you're going to save this record, and you're gonna post the portal just by clicking the C icon here for contacts. This C stands for contacts. So I'm gonna click on it and post the portal. And if you read the tooltip, when I hover the mouse, you see that with Shift I can send the portal link to the client by email. That's why I entered the email. Or I can post the portal right now for our example. I can, not post already did, but you can view it if you want by clicking Control. Normally you don't click Control, you just send it to your client by clicking Shift. But in this case, since we're going to pretend that we are the client too. So when we go to the portal of this client, or soon to be client, we have here Harry Smith, right? And we have the agreement. I'll show you later where this agreement is coming from, and the agreement and several fields that your client will normally need to fill in, right? So I'm gonna type a few fake things, and so your client will type their phone number. Probably is gonna type the mobile number too. Maybe it's gonna type their email. Maybe this email will be better than the one that you have. It's gonna be the one that that they want to use for to communicate with you, and then they're gonna enter the date of birth, and it's gonna sign the contract and all this data. So then obviously it's going to submit, but before I submit, well, I can do it, that's no problem. I can submit. Okay, so now it's not requesting anymore, and actually the contract will disappear when the person enters again. Here we also have the link that you're selecting here to order your credit report. So this is based on your link, the link that you enter. If you want to work with privacy guard, so probably you're going to put privacy guard. If you have an account with identity queue, then well, it will be with this one. So the client obviously will select the one based on whatever credit report they sign, and I'm going to put here Harry as a username, and I'm going to put here whatever 333 and 4 last digits of the social, even though I would know it potentially because it's there, but here we have it in one place, and send it. Okay, so it's sent, and also let's say that the client is going to enter also different documents. Maybe the only one available at this moment is the Social Security, so it's going to click Social Security. Document successfully sent. All right. Notice that when the program refreshes, when the portal refreshes now, well, we only have the link, so if it wants to click, but the contract disappears. So it is very secure in the sense that you don't leave sensitive data in the portal at all. That is sent to your program and is not here anymore. So we go to the context right now, back to the program. Again, this is something that your client does, so you don't need to do it with this sequence. But for our example, yes, we need to do it. So if we go here to edit, we will notice that the address has been entered automatically, as well as the phone number and the mobile number, email, you see, is changed, and the social and date of birth. And also here we have marks automatically that indicate that the agreement, credit report, and Social Security have been received. Here we have the data of the login information, so that means that you can enter into, for example, identity queue by clicking go here, and then copy the coordinates to enter with this. So summary, up to now we were in the dashboard and click on contacts. We created the contact, posted the portal, sent the portal to the client. So think about the logic and how easy it is to follow that path. Here in the documents tab, now we have the different documents. For example, we have the agreement here, right? We have the agreement with all the information that the client entered, including the client ID, etc., etc. Same thing for the Social Security, and well, we already said about the login, so we're going to have all that data. Also, we have that information here. When we open, you see at the center, you see that the agreement has been received, the login information, and the Social Security has been received. So you don't need to actually enter to know that. Okay, so we have the data, so enough data to extract the credit report. So we're going to go to the dispute center, you see right here. If you don't know what these icons do, which is kind of easy to remember, but the tooltip will tell you, what they do, and is every option, if there are any option. So we're going to go right now to the dispute center. In here, we have helps buttons here that you can use to know what to do, etc. But essentially, you go to the extract disputes, and based on the credit report that it was used by the client, you're gonna extract from that credit report. At this point, I'm gonna use a sample that I have to make my life easier. So I just copy the credit report, paste it, and click extract. That's it. So it's as simple as that. As simple as that. Sometimes people kind of say, well, what else have to do? Nothing. It's done. Everything is done. The disputes have been classified in inquiries, collection, charge-off, late payments, etc. The reasons for the disputes have been assigned automatically, even though they are under your control. So meaning that you can select a different reason. Maybe you can create your own reasons too. That will be in the selection lists, and or use a different letter for different reasons. Maybe you're gonna send it to the creditor, for example. That will be a reason. And here we have some features that will be explained in another video to do it for the creditor, etc. I mean, so here we have the account IDs. Here we have the dates for the inquiries. Here when the account was open, and one line per bureau. Okay, so we have Equifax, Experian, as opposed to a checkbox. This is much better, especially when dealing with the second rounds and up. So this is better for you. It's more difficult from the programming point of view, but for you it's much better because you can see the line of communication with the credit bureaus and with the creditors, as opposed to having just the result, the ultimate result, or the last result of your actions. Okay, so now we can also manipulate the data here, right? We can, for example, if we don't want to dispute the inquiries in the first round, so we're going to omit all the inquiries with one click, actually two, and that's it. So now we don't have any inquiries, and we are ready to print, essentially. If we want to print them all, well, we click here to print them all. If we would like to print just a few, we can check, we can mark the ones that we want and click print mark disputes. In this case, I already printed all the letters, right? So I can see it here. So here is Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. So everything is ready, and I can, this is TransUnion, and I can save it into the hard drive or print it directly to the printer. And any time I can also print it whenever I need to. But if I save it, well, obviously it would be better. Then I can also print envelopes, and the envelopes are important because not only makes your life easier, but it looks like an attorney. So because it's designed to be put into a double window envelope, you see. So it says legal department, so it's nice. Now we probably want to post to the client portal, and of course if we have the automatic emails, it will send also an email to the client advising that there is a new update to the portal. And so here we can see the portal, or we can refresh this thing. Right now it doesn't matter, either one will be exactly the same. If we refresh here, we can go to this. This will be white label to you, of course, and in this you can see all the disputes, or your client will see, or you will see all the disputes that you are, what is the status of the dispute that you've been doing for him or her. And also can tell you, for example, for these inquiries that you didn't want to dispute in the first round, they can tell you, for example, do not dispute this one, it is active, for example. Also here they can send you the response from credit bureaus, and here they can communicate with you. We have a small knowledge database here and a form here to to send you leads, to send you another friends and prospects. So and you have it in three languages for if your client speaks Spanish, or maybe they would like to go and see it in Spanish. They will feel more comfortable. So well, you see that the status is in progress and the follow-up date has been set also automatically. Okay, so all of that now. Let's pretend that we have a second round. So we're not going to work with these 34 transactions or disputes, but we're going to work with just a few. Okay, uh, to make the example kind of easier to understand. So I'm going to select, and also it will serve to show you how easy it will be to select a few disputes like this, right? Pretty easy. And all of these obviously they are in progress because they are. So we're going to pretend that we receive, actually it could be real in the sense that that we receive the responses only from these 6. So let's say that this one was deleted and this one was updated, whatever. Okay, so we have that, and we have 4 that were verified. So we're going to leave them in progress, and we're going to process the second round. Okay, and here we have the instructions for that, but it's so simple that it's just to clicking the P button right here, process button, and that's it. Those 4 in progress change to no change, and the program created automatically 4 new disputes right here, and change the letter also automatically, as you can see. So this is the second round, and you can see that because of the B, you see A, B. So you don't lose the line of communication with your credit bureaus and creditors, because you know what you sent originally, and now you know what you're gonna send now. And eventually, when you do a third round or whatever, which is gonna be exactly the same. For example, let's say that from these that all these. As a matter of fact, let me do it so I can show. So I have these 4 to be printed, so I can just click print selected, and it's as simple as that. Okay, I have it right here. So these letters for those 4 will be as simple as the previous one. Okay, same thing. Now, but let's say that from these 4, well, 2 were deleted and 2 were not, were verified. Well, same thing, same process, same simplicity. I'm gonna click the P, and I have these 2, I mean the 2 that were in progress with no change, and these 2, now we have the rounds 3, you see the C, letter C here, and you see a different reason, which by the way in this case is acting with the Metro 2 parameters, so it's disputing the account number, and it has a different letter, and so it's doing that automatically. So it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You just click one button, and that's all. When you come back here to the client, you can come back to just to the current client or to the list that you had at the beginning. And I'm going to the list so I can show you that by clicking the follow-up column, I can know when to follow up and what is the next client to follow up with. So in this case, this one, which is a test, it will be for tomorrow. So all of this is an indication. So and those new features makes your life really easy, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Maybe for example, if the person didn't send you the social security yet, and you know that because you're checking here, right? And by the way, it's possible to print the documents the proof of ID and all of that from the dispute center. So I didn't show that, but it's possible. And so if let's say that that the social was not sent, for example, you can add a task for yourself, to request ask for social security. Okay, and that could be maybe a phone call if you're gonna do it. Maybe it's a task because you can do also meetings or phone calls, etc. But it can be a task for Harry Smith, and it's gonna be, let's say, for today. I'm gonna put timeless because it doesn't have to be a precise time, and definitely a recurrent is not. It's not recurrent, so I'm gonna save it. As simple as that. So when I go to the dashboard, um, it's going to be here, right? I didn't. What am I at right now? We have it at the bottom, but not only that, um, we have the ability that when it's linked to a client, it's possible to a contact for the matter. It's possible to go directly to the dispute center from here. So maybe you're gonna request it, and if you need to inform your client of something, well, you can go to the dispute center if required. So basically, that's that, and this is just short training on those new useful features. Thank you.